Well, good morning.
Good morning. I made it.
Is this the famous Janet Harris
That's me.
that we've been hearing so much about?
How's it
How,
going?
how are you this fine morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have to warn you, I am in an exceptionally good mood for no reason whatsoever.
Okay.
So I'm generally enthusiastic, but today you might get even more action. So got that.
You gonna be over the top?
That's it. So where are you? Where are you? What part
I live in Preston, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Preston, Connecticut.
Yeah, so Norwich is my business address.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Um,
So I'm from New Jersey originally. I live in Atlanta now, but my
okay.
my kind of memories of Connecticut is like Stu Leonard's. You know that there's that
I don't even
supermarket.
know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just like a supermarket that I was in. Hey, it's not
Okay.
bad. Anyhow, well, awesome. So why don't we do this? Are you still good for 30 minutes?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. Well, what I'd love to do is ask you a few questions in regards to your business and your situation, see if and how I can support you. And I promise you this, if I can, I'm going to let you know how and let you know why and how much and all that stuff. But if I can't, I'll let you know that too. Fair enough?
Okay. There you go. Of
All right. And we still remain friends. Deal?
course.
All righty. So why don't we do this? Why don't you kick it off? Give me an idea of well, how's business?
Business. Just started myself in December. I just went from corporate to started my own thing. So I've been growing slowly, organically through a lot of net.
Why don't you? Well, that's encouraging. No complaints. Actually, by the way, you're doing everything right. That's how you start a business. Referrals, networking, rock and roll, get the wheels spinning, create momentum. You know, it's an
Right.
important thing. So, what is, do you? What is the business? Like, if I'm a
So I
client
mean,
for
I'm
you,
a CPA, right? So I worked in public accounting for just over a decade. I always have stayed in contact with the firm I worked for and done pro bono work for them. And then I worked corporate in manufacturing, commercial real estate, residential real estate. A manufacturing company had some retail, so I worked as a CFO for about um total between the three places, probably about 14, 15 years. And I decided to go out on my own. So what I would like to do is, I offer a payroll service. I have a payroll service and then I offer bookkeeping. What I'd like to develop is fractional CFO and consulting services that,
mhm.
like helping them get their LLC set up or, operating agreement or this or that or the other thing.
Right. But those are more kind of short term.
Uh,
Um,
we tend to turn into a bookkeeping and or tax client. I mean, I
okay.
do tax too, but it's not really where I want my focus to be. If it's a easy restaurant or construction guy or, something like that, then I don't mind necessarily doing their taxes, but I don't want to get into anybody because I'm just my own self where it gets overly complicated with possible tax credits and different applications and things. I'd rather just
Sure.
keep it. I'd like to be more on the consulting side of things.
Sure. Well, this is you're in a unique position because this may be your first foray into self-employment, but you've certainly been around it for a long enough time that you.
Work for other people that are self-employed.
Yes, yeah. So you've seen the whole thing, so you know what they're doing well and what they're not, what to avoid and what not to avoid
Yeah.
in terms of growth. Listen, I think it's great, but you said a couple of things and I'm just a little confused. Um, so what you're doing now is the bookkeeping and setting things up and getting people squared away there. But then you say you want to do more of the CFO stuff. Why not continue growing in the area that you're growing in, uh, as opposed to moving into the other area? Because you certainly.
To taking on more bookkeeping and payroll clients, I would love to develop a bigger book of business, especially for the payroll service, because that's, pretty cut and dry in and out work.
Mhm.
just because the bookkeeping, can only bill out at $80 an hour, where if I'm doing CFO consulting, I mean, sometimes when I do higher end accounting consulting, I'm charging 125, but for the most part, a CFO consultant, I can charge like 175, $200 an hour. And then, but aside from that, because I enjoy that, I enjoy helping set strategy for growth and measuring and that kind of advising. I mean, I did it for years. The manufacturing company that I went to work for was one of my clients. When I went to work for him, he did about $7 million in annual revenue. In 6 years, I helped him grow to 30 million and diversified into 5 different entities.
Wow. And that's where your strength is. Wonderful. Um, so then what is the vision that you have for your business? Like, where would you like to be in 10 years with this thing?
In 10 years, I'd like to be able to sell it and retire.
All right, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
But,
And
I mean, okay, ideally, I enjoy what I do. I really truly enjoy helping people with their business and giving them the constructive advice and helping them grow. Obviously, I'd like to make a decent enough amount of money while doing in with the payroll and the bookkeeping.
right, so and you see yourself doing this. So your personal vision is not that, maybe you'll get somebody, like you could charge $80 for bookkeeping, but you could pay somebody $40 to do it. And
Yeah, I mean, right, because that's gonna be where the bread and butter is to
right,
build the bookkeeping business. Everybody needs bookkeeping services and whatnot, and that's right, ideal. And then ideally, if I can start to get 1, 2 CFO clients and start to build that book of business,
yeah.
then yeah, as the need would arise, that's where you would backfill with staff to do the bookkeeping or the payroll.
Good. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to get your mindset in terms of turning it into a bit like a saleable business. You know the stats more than anybody else. Literally 80% of all companies never sell. They just stop,
Right.
because they're not, structured the way, a real, business is, which is perfectly fine. People make great livings doing what you're doing as a single owner operator type of. I think I know where you are. Okay, so you're a woman with really superior skills in being able to take companies to their most profitable and most efficient way financially. You have those skills. You're there. You just the skills are sitting with you and a couple of customers doing bookkeeping. You want to get to the place where you have 3 or 4 or 5 fractional CFO clients where you are uh, steady monthly income where you're actually making a difference and help grow their company.
Yes.
Okay. And what you're missing on the inside is uh, a defined program and saleable type of explainable product and more at bats to be able to share that message with the right type of prospect. Am I pretty close to the truth?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you need, well, because if that's okay, question. Let's say I put you in front of your perfect client right now, manufacturing company, actually, I have a company, somebody that I was talking to for somebody else a little recently. It's a construction company, or at bats with people like that. But if I put you in front of a person like that, are you ready to close them?
I hope so. But I mean, I don't know. What are you going to get stage fright? Maybe.
Okay.
I
Here's the main thing, and this is important. A lot of people don't take advantage of this, but everybody that works with me, I force them to it. It's important because it's not just getting in front of those people. In addition to getting in front of those people, which you will absolutely get, because we're going after them using Sales Navigator and these other things, we're going to get you 100, 200, maybe 400 more first level connections of your target prospect that are maybe not coming to a roundtable or not setting up an appointment, but they are your target prospect. Good. And that's all. So that's pretty much the program. Is it okay to talk about money now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what everybody's waiting for. 4 minutes. That's good before the thing runs. All right. Here's the best part. I don't know if you've ever done any kind of marketing before with social media companies, but if so, you know the rule. This is kind of different. So when it comes to the investment of joining, there's really not a lot to it. There's no monthly fees. There's no subscriptions. There's no long-term contracts. It's a one-time investment, $5,000, and then 10% off the back end of any deal that comes where we brought you that lead.
For how long?
How long is which? How long is the 10%?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's usually the first 12 months.
And what's the 5,000 for?
Just had this whole thing. Oh, the 5,000 for is really to get you revved up, build the message, hire the team to implement the system and bring you the leads. And then the training on how to close these things, setting up the programs, getting them in there, helping you with the closing. Basically, getting your business up and running. You need to have more at bats, and this will bring you. What's your telephone number? 0422. I'm going to call you just for 2 minutes because
Okay.
I was just talking to somebody else about it.